Smiling. Everyone, make sure you're smiling. All right, we're gonna take a picture in three, two. No, I'm just kidding. No picture. We live. What's up, New Jersey? What's up, New York? What's up, Philly? What's up, wherever you're watching from? We are thrilled to host another webinar today. And I'm pumped because I have two absolute amazing real estate agents that also have some experience in the investment world that have helped literally anyone that you can think of in the real estate industry. These guys have been involved on those transactions. And today's going to be an event that if you're a new agent, if you're an experienced agent, even if you're an investor and you're trying to find out how to lock up deals in today's market and what's the best approach to do that, you're locked into the right spot. We got my man Bryan, we got Mike in the building. I'm going to do intros for them in a minute, but I just first want to start this off with the right energy, with the right mindset. And real quick, for those of you guys who are tuning in, because we have a lot of people joining this call right now. And by the way, if you're getting any value from this and you enjoyed today's event, please make sure you hit that like and share button. But first, I want you to drop in the comment section. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You coming from Bronx, you coming from Brooklyn, you coming from Philadelphia, yeah, in Jersey. I'm in Jersey City. Bryan, you want to let us know where you're tuning in from?
Long Island, New York.
Boom, baby. The king of it. The king of it. And we got my man Mike. Mike, where are you tuning in from?
Summit, New Jersey.
Summit. By the way, do you have the screen open on another computer, Mike?
No, I do not.
There's a little feedback on your end.
Nope. Only, is it still there?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's still there, big time.
That's odd.
No, you're good. If you want, just mute your mic, and then when you talk, just unmute it. All right, perfect. Not that I want to keep you muted because I love everything you say. All right, guys, keep dropping it in the comment section. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let's get this running. We got Anna from Ridgewood, New Jersey. What's up, Anna? Anthony's saying, what's up? What's good, Anthony? Glad to have you. Richard, what's up, Richard? What's up, Elijah Barb? What's up, Richard? Good to have you, brother. Kevin from Atlantic City. We got a Facebook user. I'm so sorry I can't see your name, but you have the little night city up. I love it. All right, gentlemen. So first and foremost, before we get into intros and we get all groovy with today's topic, which is how to do open houses like a pro, okay? You guys, I'm sure have seen it. You drive by those properties, the agents got their signs out. Maybe there's a few, people coming in and out. These guys know how to do the open houses where it sells on the spot, and they're going to let us know exactly how they're doing it. And in addition to that, how they're getting more business from these open houses. So we're going to be diving in. It's going to be a groovy time, and I'm super excited. So first and foremost, Bryan, how you feeling today? Is the energy good for you, my man?
Oh, always, all day, every day.
And just quick for the audience, do you want to let us know what's going on behind you? Because there's a lot of awards. There's a lot of, got the 10X. You want to let us know a little bit about that background there?
Yeah, sure. That's a background of the last 13 years in real estate. A little piece of everything, even down to one of my rentals that all the pipes froze and water was leaking everywhere. We even have a little piece of metal from the baseboard down to the Black Phantom Rolls Royce, which if it doesn't spit cash flow, I want no interest in it. So someone sent me that $500,000 model just to put it out there. So a little piece of everything across the board, even down to my bobblehead lives on there. So anything to do with Sales Giant and Long Island real estate.
Man, I love it. Such incredible energy, Bryan. Thank you. I'm going to do an intro for him in a minute, by the way. Oh, yeah. So Zane said he's from Long Island, Bryan's neighborhood. Glad to have you, Zane. We got some people from Philadelphia. And Kevin says he needs a mentor. Kevin, make sure you stay on today's call because you're going to get a lot of mentorship today, man. And Mike, you want to let us know how you're feeling today? How's the energy for you?
That's great. I can't complain. It's 67 degrees outside. We're in the middle of Summit, New Jersey, downtown area. So it's a great vibe. I feel great. Ready for the spring, ready for the spring market here. I'm ready to enjoy the weather also. On the weekends with my kids, so I can't complain. Life is great.
Life is great.
And I just turned 21 years old on Saturday, so life is
Wait,
good.
20? You turned 20?
21.
Why does that look like a zero, Mike? Why does that look like a zero?
I'll let you guess the other number.
It can't be 21 then. Like, it can't be 21, yo.
I lied by 1 year. I'm 20.
Well, you look great for 20, I gotta say, man. But more than anything, these guys got a tremendous amount of experience. I'm gonna get ready to get here, get into intros. But before I do that, I want to welcome all you guys. I want to thank you guys for participating already. I do want to let you know we roll with this show with high energy, with excellent education, and we're bringing to you guys real practical information that you can start implementing in your business. This way you can go out there in these markets and be a service provider and start getting results to help you and all those around you. So I'm super excited, super thrilled to be here with you. My name's Elijah Barber. I'm going to be the host today's event. My number, my email is on the screen. So at any moment, if you just want to call me up, baby. You're going to get a little hello from Elijah. And I'm going to drop a note real quick, and then I'm going to let you guys know about our membership. So I went to Florida recently, right? And when I was at Florida, I was going through security, and they were like, they were patting me down. They're like, "Sir, do you have any explosives on you?" And I looked at the security guard right in the eye, and I said, "The only explosive is this bomb energy, baby." And everyone went crazy. Good vibes, good energy all the time. I just got to set the stage with that. So with that being said, we host a lot of different events. I want to welcome you guys. We do these events every single month. We bring you guys all sorts of different topics, raising private money, real estate agent strategies, and more particularly, how to crush it as an agent. We also have a lot of different investment type of events, wholesaling, fixing and flipping, buying and holding. Bryan and Mike have both spoke at events of ours in the past. And just to let you guys know that are new here, this is a membership-based community. And so if this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. I want to thank you for being here. But I do want to let you guys know that we are a membership-based community. So if you look on the link that's attached to this video, there should be a chance for you to join our membership. The cost for it is typically $200, okay? And $200 gives you access to our club, to us, to like all the speakers for an entire year. So you get access to our community for a year for only $200 for the entire year. It's literally the deal of a lifetime. But there's something very special, and that is at our live events, we offer the membership for $97, and it's up for the next 24 hours. So if you like today's event, if you like the energy, you like the vibes here, you like what you're learning, I'm definitely going to encourage you to join the membership. There should be a link in the video, and if not, reach out to me and I will send you that link. Final note is that next month, I don't have the exact date at the moment, but next month we're going to be having an all-day private money seminar, which is going to run like 8 hours. We're going to be discussing everything you need to know about private money, how to raise it. Do you need attorneys involved? And if so, which attorneys should you have on your team? How to structure things, where to get the money from, how to pitch, how to present. We're going to be discussing all that in our private money webinar. And if you're a real estate agent, I'm sure, Bryan and Mike will be speaking on this, but it's so important to have access to private capital, especially when you're coming across opportunities, from doing open houses, from doing door knocking, from doing marketing. Having access to private money is absolutely critical in today's business. So we're going to be doing a whole day seminar on that. Our seminars typically cost $100. So you have the membership for $97. You have our private money event coming up next month for $97. Listen, we're going to be doing it very special, and it's only going to be available for the next 24 hours, okay? So if you guys email me or you go to the link in the description, okay, if the link's not there, just shoot me an email. We're going to give you access to the seminar next month, the private money seminar, okay? We're going to give that to you for free as long as you join the membership. So for $97, you get access to our membership and the seminar for $97, and we're going to make it rain all year long. We want to make sure you guys succeed. So let's make this happen. Put your seatbelts on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting this show started. So first and foremost, let me do the introductions, please. I hope you did some breath work. I hope the energy is right, because we're going to introduce my man, Bryan Karp, first. Woo! Woo! Okay. Number one agent in Suffolk County, New York. By units and volume, 182 homes sold in 2020. Long Island Pulse magazine's Power Broker Top Realtors list. Also a two-time American and Division I football player. I gotta ask, what position were you, Bryan? Were you? Yeah, what position?
Okay, good question. I was a defensive nose guard, but I played. When you get a little bit older, like me and Mike, you gotta shed the weight. You can't hold on that those extra pounds.
Wait, are you 22? Are you 22? Yeah, Mike's 20. Are you 22? What's the deal here?
I don't hide anything. I just turned 38 years old. All right, so I put it all out there. There's nothing secret in Bryan Karp's life.
Well, we love it and we appreciate that. As you guys can already tell, he's super high octane, high protein, super aggressive. Bryan's super ambitious and always hungry to achieve whatever he sets his sights on. He had a record breaking year in 2019, selling 205 homes for the year. He's the #1 real estate agent in Suffolk County and was also named in Long Island Post's magazine as one of their power brokers and was listed on their top realtor magazine. This dude's got all kind of awards, but more than anything, he's super humble. He's going to be sharing with us some valuable information. Bryan, please say hello, say what's up, and if there's anything else you'd like to add, please do so now.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure when you guys invite me. I love being surrounded by people with the same mindset and the same attribution, the same things achieving that I'm trying to achieve. So I'm excited to get into this. There's nothing secret in my business or in my investments. So any questions, put them in there. I will answer anything I could do to help you guys and just start firing away.
We love it. Well, thank you so much, Bryan. And by the way, guys, if you guys have questions at all throughout the event over anything, drop them in the comment section. So Kevin, you said you need a mentor. Start dropping your questions. Whatever questions you have, drop them. We're going to get those answered for you guys. Okay. So up next, I'm going to introduce my man, Michael Gomez, who's a part of Signature Realty. Okay. So Michael was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, from Portuguese and Brazilian parents. So Mike, if you wouldn't mind just sharing with us your favorite Portuguese word. What's your favorite Portuguese word?
Oh, you don't want to do that, bro. Do something nice.
Give us the most positive Portuguese word that you got.
Okay, amor. There you go. Love.
Wait, that's love. That's love. Let's go. I'm learning Portuguese, baby. And Michael knew at a very early age that he had a passion for real estate. While he was getting ready to graduate from Rutgers University, he followed his passion and decided to leave for undergraduate school to pursue a career as a loan officer in 2004 for companies such as Countrywide, IndyMac, and Bank of America. While working at the mortgage industry, Michael shortly became one of the top producers in the entire state of New Jersey. In 2010, so just 6 years later, he decided to leave the mortgage industry to commence his long life dream of buying and selling homes. He started buying distressed 2-family homes in Union County area where he would transform those old homes into beautiful renovated homes full of life. So for those agents that are out there that are also wondering about, investments and stuff, Michael specifically is a great guy to talk to for that. And, Bryan definitely has a tremendous amount of experience with that as well. But while Michael was mastering his craft, he decided to add an additional stream of income by becoming a real estate agent and listing his own properties for sale. It was then when he began to realize his passion for the retail side of the business. Today, Michael's not only a vivid real estate investor, but the chief operating officer at Signature Realty New Jersey, running the day-to-day operations and helping other like-minded agents assist consumers in selling and buying their biggest asset of their lives, a home. Mike Gomez, say what's up. Let us know how you are. And if there's anything you'd like to add, brother, please do.
What's going on? I mean, thank you so much for the perfect intro. It's great when you're in a business that you love, when you have absolutely amazing passion for. And I realized that later on in my life that my real passion was helping people out, whether it be a buyer or a seller. And today I'm in a different leadership role here at the office. I'm now helping other real estate agents, right, achieve success. And I love it, and this is probably going to be what I'm going to be doing for quite some time. And it's amazing. It's amazing when you can do what you're passionate about, right? It's amazing when you get up in the morning and you're not saying, oh, I got to go to work, right? You're eager to go to work. You're working every day like I do. I work every day. And I know for a fact, just based on Bryan's numbers, he's working every day, not because he has to. A guy like him who did 200 something transactions, he doesn't have to work every day. He works every day because he wants to, because he loves it, right? And this is the same thing with me. I'm down to shore on the weekends with my kids, but I'm working. I'm picking up phone calls from other agents in our office because I want to extract that feeling of being overwhelmed because I love helping people out. And it's been quite a journey. At my age, I just turned 40, new chapter in my life. And every 10 years you need to evolve as a person. You start to learn that what you really had passion for 10 years ago, that you developed another passion, and that's okay, right? That's part of the evolution. I always tell people, right? Because a lot of people tell me from people that I know from 10, 20 years ago, oh, you've changed. Well, guess what? If you haven't changed, there's a problem. You need to change, right? Change is good. Change is for the better, so be passionate about what you want to do. And, you'll never feel like you're working a day of your life. You know, that's the reality of it. And I can appreciate a guy like Bryan and what he does for a living, and what he's doing in terms of production and numbers. That's incredible, right? That's huge. You know, that's amazing. I respect for people like Bryan, and also, for people like you, Elijah, for putting this, for putting this thing together. You and Nick, it's amazing, giving people like me and Bryan, an avenue to voice our knowledge, voice our opinion, our expertise and knowledge, right? Because there's somebody out there right now that's going to absorb a lot of what we're about to say, and you are giving them that platform and us that platform. So we do truly appreciate that.
Well, the passion is felt, the energy and love is felt. So thank you so much for that. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm sure everyone's wondering, we hear that, you guys got these great positions today. You guys are hustling. You guys are putting deals together today. But what were you guys doing before you became a licensed agent? And what was it particularly that had you most interested in becoming a real estate agent? Let's start off with Bryan for this.
Okay. So I got into this real estate business for one reason. I got into this real estate business to be an inside player. So everyone out there who's a real estate investor or want to be investor developer, I got my real estate license because I wanted to have inside access. My first year in real estate, I sold 3 houses, friends and family. Then I sold 10 houses. Then I sold 20 houses. And there was about a decade that I was doing 100 transactions a year. And then, as Elijah said, 2019, I personally sold 205 transactions, just under $90 million worth of residential real estate. In a pandemic last year, I did 182 transactions. But every dollar I made over the last 13 years, there is no fancy cars. There is no fancy watches. Every dollar I reinvested back into real estate. So the reason I got into real estate, the reason I got a real estate license to become the inside player. Like, I knew from a young age, I was never going to be a doctor. I was never going to be a lawyer. I was never going to be an engineer. So if I wanted to have the life of my dreams, right? If we never wanted to worry about money, there was only one way: in sales. And I realized that 90% of the first generational millionaires were all made through real estate. So to me, it was a no-brainer. Let me get my real estate license. Let me start hustling up some houses. I'll save up a little bit of money, and then I'll buy my first rental. And next thing you know, I wake up, I have the biggest real estate business in all of Long Island. I'm the #1 agent, have the #1 team. But honestly, I was just like every single person on this video right now, that I got the license just to be an inside player, just to sell 2 or 3 houses here or there. And never in a million years did I ever think that I was going to be standing right here and be where I am today.
Wow. So those first few houses that you sold, were these like family and friends? Like how'd you get these listings when you first started off?
So my first day in real estate, it was before all of my cars were wrapped. If you guys want to check out my wrapped cars, jump on my Instagram, which is Bryan Karp LI, or check out my YouTube, which is Bryan Karp LI. We have pictures and videos of the cars, but I literally drove my 2009 Camry 2 blocks away from my house because I was embarrassed to do anything on my block. And I literally just got out and started knocking doors. And I did that for 3 days straight until I met some woman, and I was like, "Hi, I'm Bryan Karp. I'm a brand new real estate agent. I have no clue what I'm doing. Do you want to sell your house?" And she's like, "Well, I don't, but the neighbor is going through a divorce." So I ran across the street, knocked on the door, and before I knew it, the guy invited me in. A puff of smoke came out because it was back in the day when everyone smoked in their houses. And next thing I know, I had my first listing at 6%, which never sold. And that was my first deal in real estate.
What do you mean it never sold?
It never sold. It was back in 2009 and 10 when the market was terrible.
Oh, wow.
You couldn't give away real estate, but it was my first listing ever. And I learned that, wow, the harder I work, the luckier I'll get. And I just spent the next decade knocking and cold calling and grinding and stacking little W's. And then you wake up 13 years later and you're so blessed, and the phone literally just rings and people beg you to help them sell their properties.
Wow. So in the beginning for you, don't most people like fear door knocking? Isn't that like one of like the biggest fears in the world? Like what was it about you that like decided to pursue that? And like it sounds like you got pretty damn good at it too, you know?
But I realized there was no other option for me. Like there was no other option. If I was going to like have this crazy life that I only dreamed about, there was only one way, was to do sales. And you know what basically happened was, so in the real estate business, and Mike will attest to this, if you're a prospect and you're a hustler, you know, I never paid for a Zillow lead. There's no penny saver ads that I do. You know, Zillow is probably going to take me out back one day and shoot me, because I'll kill them about them trying to charge agents for premier agent and all that craziness. But I realized I had to be able to source business, as you guys do as investors and flippers. Like, you got to find the deals. So I realized as an agent, I had to find the deals, but I had no money. So I had to prospect. And in the real estate business, back when the market wasn't so good, there's something called an expired listing. So an expired listing is somebody who may have tried to sell their home with a different broker, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. So New Year's Day is a tremendous day for expired listings. So Bryan Karp doesn't party New Year's Eve, wakes up early New Year's Day, hits the gym, get my cardio in, get my mindset, and I'm on the streets by 8:30, 9 o'clock, going to these people's doors who once had their house on the market. I go to this house in a very affluent area of Long Island. I knock on the door. You know, I do a little pitch. Hi, it's Bryan Karp. When are you going to start interviewing agents again? And the woman, I felt like, didn't really want to hear me. It was early in the morning. Her hair was all messed up. But I just felt like, for some reason, that she wanted my help. And she shut the door and I left. And 2 hours later, after hitting a bunch of other expires, I went back. And she had the same reaction and said, you know what? I'm going to give you a shot. She gave me a shot and I sold that one house. That one house, I got really lucky and I ended up double ending. So that one house I made $20,000 from. Now, I never talk about money to brag or gloat. It's only to impress upon you the power of this business. And then the person who bought that house needed my help to sell a house, which was another $10,000. So that one door made me $30,000. And I said, oh my God, from now on, if I ever have that sinking feeling, I'm ever nervous, I'm ever like scared or get the chills, am I too good for $30,000? And ever since that day, I realized that, oh my God, this is my calling. And I just spent the last 13 years, anytime I got out of the car, or anytime, like, I call it Bad Bryan. Anytime Bad Bryan's like, oh, it's dinner hour, or they just got home from work, don't go to the door. I'm like, no, they need me. They need they need someone with my expertise and my knowledge to help them. And that was the one door that changed my life.
Have you ever got invited in for dinner from knocking doors? Like, you knocked on a door and someone's like, come in for dinner, Bryan?
I'm sure Mike will attest to this. Like, people are nicer than you think. There's like 1% of the people are going to shut the door, curse at you, call you names, which they've done. But every time I was knocking doors, I'm like, these people don't even know. Like, I'm becoming a millionaire. Like, I'm becoming a millionaire. I'm changing my life, my kids' life, my family's life forever. So that they could throw tomatoes and banana peels at me all day long, but I knew that I was changing my life. So people have been really nice. People invited me in. I've had dinner, but it takes a little while, and you've got to be okay with rejection. The biggest thing I teach my agents today is, don't be tied to the outcome of today. Get the reps in, and the good stuff will come.
Boom. That's such a good note. I love that. Thanks for sharing that, Bryan. So I'm going to come back to Bryan. Let's go down here to Mike. Mike, did I mute you or did you mute me? Okay. Yeah, Mike, if there's anything you want to chime in about, and more specifically, what were you doing before? We heard you were in the mortgage business, but like, what was it that caused the transition into being an agent?
Yeah, before I go into that into detail, I just have to say, first of all, Bryan, I love your mindset. Just, incredible. And this is what this business is all about. It's really about mindset, reprogramming that inner voice in your head that says, no, 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 and getting comfortable with doing things that are uncomfortable. So that way it becomes comfortable, right? And you're right about door knocking. If you talk to most agents that achieved a great level of success over the course of the last 10, 15, 20 years, they were okay. They were comfortable knocking on doors because they knew that there was opportunities there. It was just a matter of them doing it. And every time I go on a recruiting call with a lot of people, which is on a daily basis here, I always tell them, and this is to touch base on what Bryan said, your output is predicated on your input, right? You reap what you sow in this business. That's the beauty about this business. The more you work, right, the more money you're going to make. But you have to move the needle forward, right? And it's to test what Bryan said. It's absolutely correct, right? And once you get that one check, right, it's 20, 30, 40, or 10,000, whatever the case may be, right? The results produce motivation, right? Now you're motivated. You're like, oh my God, if I do this 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 50 times in a year, I'm going to make X amount of dollars, right? So now you're motivated, and you don't care how many people slam the door in your face, because you're like, doesn't matter. Somebody's going to, open the door, and that's going to be an opportunity which I'm going to seize, right? And there's no special ingredient in this business. It's just, it's a matter of out hustling the people in the room that you're in. That is it. I've seen so many people like Bryan who do not spend money on Zillow, like myself. I've seen so many people come into the business 3, 4, 5 months who have nothing to lose, and they're out every day moving the needle forward, and that's how they become successful, right? And guys like Bryan, right? People like Jonathan Steingraber, Michelle Pies, who's the broker and owner of the company, they've laid out the foundation and the blueprint. They made it easier for everybody out there who's new to achieve success. They put it out there. There's no secret sauce. Just go out and do the work. That's all you got to do. Digressing here for a second, as far as what I was doing, I mean, prior to getting into the mortgage business, I was at Rutgers University, and I was working full time. I still remember I was working at the airport, and I gave up. This is a true story. I gave up a manager's position with TSA after 9/11. I gave up a manager's position there. I was invited, or rather I was hired to become a manager. I was working at the airport running a security company called Hain Security, a division at Terminal C in Newark Airport. Then I was hired to become a manager at TSA. I turned that down, got into the mortgage business. After about 1.5 2 years, I was already doing close to $280,000 in income. I got accepted to become a Port Authority police, and I turned it down. And everybody, including my mom, my father, friends, are like, "You're an idiot. You're stupid." Like, literally, these were the words. "You're an idiot. You're stupid. Why would you turn that down? You're going to have great benefits. You're going to have this, that, and the other. You're going to have a salary," right? And yeah, I would have had all of that. But, I wouldn't have been a millionaire like I am today. And it's not to gloat. It's just to show you that, you can achieve great financial freedom and a great quality of life while you're doing something that you're passionate about. I can never be a police officer. I couldn't give anybody a ticket, right? And the badge and a gun probably would have gotten to my head, and I probably would have turned into this big asshole, and I would have lost all my friends, right? Because I would have been that big asshole that just wanted to show off my gun and my badge. And no offense, I have plenty of friends that are cops, but that would have it would have affected my mindset. It would have affected my personality, and today I'm so glad that I didn't take the job, and that's what it is. It's just a job. I don't want that. I'd never wanted it. I wanted to get into real estate. And even though I was in a mortgage business for many years, I knew my true passion was always going to be real estate. I knew that I was going to land as a real estate agent. And still to this day, I'm a full-time real estate agent. I am the chief operating officer here at Signature Realty, which has been a great journey. And I'm still a vivid investor. I love flipping houses. I will be 90 years old. If I'm still alive, I will flip properties. I do not care, right? It's about passion. It's not so much about the money. Yes, we get compensated very well if you do it well, but it's about the passion. I love it. I remember one time about 1.5 years ago, it was 2 a.m. Bryan, this is a real story, true story. 2 a.m, right? They dug up footings in one of my houses, and we had sheetrock the basement, and water had come up from the bottom. I had about 6 inches of water in the finished basement, and it's 2 a.m. And I remember being on the phone with my wife, and I had a little broom, and I'm pushing the water into the sump pit, and I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I'm like, I love this. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, to me, it's about the process. Well, it does not matter. I've lost money on deals, and I don't care. Like, it's like, all right, it's a learning experience. I lost money in something that I was doing because I loved. That's passion, and I've made a lot of money because of it. So I don't care, right? So it's been an amazing journey, to say the least. And that's pretty much it. It's this is your life forever. Like, I could be 60, 70 doing this, and that's true passion, right? I'm not looking to retire. I'm not looking, be 55 years old and collect Social Security and live off investments. No, I want to do this forever. While I'm breathing, while I'm alive, I want to do this forever. Maybe in a different capacity in the next 10, 15 years, but it's always going to be real estate. And there's something to be said knowing what you want to do for the rest of your life, right? It makes getting up early in the morning or whenever you want to wake up in the morning easier when you're doing what you truly love.
Man, that's spot on there. I love that. So yeah, we got the round of applause. Everyone, round of applause. Guys, if you guys are getting energy, if you guys are getting, the right mindset, the right thinking, if you guys are loving this so far, I want you to drop it in the comment section and let me get a capital O, capital H, and you better spell out, oh yeah, as best as you can. Drop that in the comment section and make sure you hit the like and share button. We appreciate you guys. All right. So drop those in the comment section. Let me see a few of those. We got the hand claps coming in. Oh yeah, there we go, baby. LFG. Ooh, I wonder what that means. Come on now. Come on now. So Mike, talk to us kind of about, your first few listings when you were starting off. Were you doing anything specific to generate the leads? Were these just like family that you knew about? How'd you get those first couple listings for yourself?
Very ironic and crazy, very similar to Bryan's story. Probably did 2 or 3 in the beginning. It was just family and friends. It was really an entry point for me wanting to flip properties, because that was my passion right before I found out that I really loved people, and working with the consumer was part of my passion as well. So it was just about representing friends and family. I wasn't out there putting the word out that I was a real estate agent. And then little by little, as I started doing more, as I started flipping more, I started selling some of my properties and started doing buyer's consultation listings. I really started feeling this passion about people and helping them out. Real estate is the biggest asset of a person's life for the majority of their life, right? Very few times you're going to meet somebody who's got more money in stocks or other assets other than real estate. So it was so important for me to understand that emotional connection with people. And once I started being in the same rhythm, when I started getting into tune with that emotional connection, it wasn't, I stopped being transactional. I became emotional connected. Today, everybody that I close becomes a friend. Like literally, they become a friend, right? They're not just a client anymore. They're a friend. I talk to them on a regular basis, whether they're buying or not buying anytime in the future, does not matter, right? But they also become a referral source because they become a Raven fan. And just like Bryan just told everybody he's not wasting any money with Zillow, which I commend him, because I've shared the same feelings as he does about Zillow, right? I wouldn't give them $1 either. Right. But it's about not being transactional. It's about building a huge referral source. There are ways to make money in real estate without having to pay for this company and that company and this company to give you leads. Right. If you do the right thing and you focus on core fundamentals like client fulfillment, you will get repeat business all the time. And people are like, well, my sphere of influence, eventually I'm going to run out. No, your sphere of influence has people that they know that want to buy, they want to sell. Right. This is why it's important for you to be, for you to convert your clients into raving fans, for you to convert your friends and family members into referral machines. So this way you're not at the mercy of companies like Zillow. You're not a slave to them. Right. So that's why it's important. So that's pretty much it on that aspect. Right.
No, that's great. And so one of the big things, one of the focuses here is open houses. So I kind of want to transition a little bit, and I want to know what's your guys's, perspective on an open house. And you could answer that however you wish. I'm not going to ask a, specific question, but just in general, what's your perspective on an open house as a real estate agent? Let's start off with Bryan.
Sure. So there's a few different things. Let's break it down. So as a real estate agent, it is an amazing way for you to be on stage. So what I mean by on stage is for 2 hours, you're holding this property open. So when my agents do open houses, we don't just do open houses. I call them mega open houses. Okay. And, I like to call myself PT Barnum. Like I'm putting on a circus when I do an open house, especially.
Are you bringing animals out? Are animals coming?
Absolutely. I got the blow up guys like this, going back and forth. But
yeah.
The open house, the old school agent used to think like an open house would be an hour and a half. They would post it up on Realtor and Zillow and MLS an hour before. They'd put like one sign that said for sale open house like on the left-hand corner. But when Bryan Karp and my team do open houses, they're mega open houses. So I have a strict protocol, which, I'm going to share with you guys and tell you what it is. But the strict protocol is prior to the open house, my agents go out and they knock 100 doors on Friday in the surrounding area to invite all the neighbors to the open house. One. Number two, they jump on a call system such as Mojo, and they call around the whole area, 200 phone numbers. All right. And then at the open house, we have sign-in sheets and iPads taking everyone's phone number, email. We have a door prize. I have cardboard cutouts out of myself at the open house. Signs, we don't put up 1, 5, 10. My agents put up 50 signs in the area. And so you say, well, Bryan, only one buyer can get the house. You're right. But all the neighbors, do you know who they call when
Wow.
it's time for them to sell the house? They call me. You'd be so surprised how many people walk through there that are in the neighborhood and thinking about selling their house. So a lot of real estate agents like, oh, I don't want any buyer leads, but you have no idea how many sellers you meet at the open house. And I always say, bring your A game, dress appropriately, know all the facts about the house. So for a real estate agent, I think open houses are tremendous ways to promote the property. And for every home seller, it's great because especially in today's market with an open house, I'm having a line down the block. So what basically happens is your house looks like, oh my God, it's the hottest house in Long Island. It's super sexy. Everybody wants it. And when more than one person are there, they're like, oh my God, well, my offer has got to be even higher than his offer or his offer or his offer. So it just makes it look like a hot commodity, because the cool thing about real estate is it is a commodity and there's only one of every house. So when someone gets emotionally attached is when they stand the chance to pay top dollar or above market value for a house. And that's what I strive for. I know Mike does the exact same thing. Is like, listen, any real estate agent can get you market value. Market value is easy, but how does your boy get you top dollar and break records on price? It's that emotional attachment. And the key is getting in front of the masses. So open house, huge fan of them. We always do them. This weekend, I probably have 5 or 6 open houses going. I even had a real estate agent today said, Bryan, you have 8 offers on the house. Why are you doing an open house on Saturday? And I said, you want to know why I'm doing an open house on Saturday? Because maybe I can get 9 and 10.
Wow, I love that. Let me go to Mike, and I'm going to ask some specific questions over open houses. Mike, talk to us about kind of your perspective over an open house.
Bryan, I love your energy, man. I have to look him up on Instagram. I already tagged him everything. His energy is crazy. That's amazing. That's how you.
Mike, you said it. Listen, I'm a blessed man. I'm doing this because this is my addiction. Like, this is my oxygen. Why is it 7:45 on a Thursday after I crushed it all week? Why am I still in my suit? Why am I jumping on this? Because I love this. Like, this is my oxygen.
Absolutely. And I could see it, and I could see the crowd here. They're applauding you, which is amazing. You know, they appreciate the level, which is great. Open house is very similar to Bryan. That's what we teach here at Signature Realty, right? You got to make it a mega open house. And that's exactly the same term we use here, which is incredible. And look, how do you not become a slave to companies like Zillow? Well, open houses. It's an opportunity for you not only to get buyers, but it's also an opportunity for you to impress a seller. Sometimes sellers do come into open houses. Actually, many times they'll come into an open houses because they're looking for the right person to sell their house. So they're looking at your presentation. And if you got great presentation, if you have this high energy, if you're vibrant, if you have something about you, if your personality is great, right? They're going to want to hire you. Why wouldn't they? They want somebody with that intensity to sell their home, right? So that's amazing. Like, and what do we do? I mean, same thing, right? Door knocking before, Facebook Live a couple of days before, circle prospecting a couple of days before, door knocking even on the same day, getting on Facebook groups and posting that you have an open house coming into that town, Facebook ads, calling other agents that might have clients that are looking for a property in that specific area. The syndications to other sites like Realtor.com and Zillow, which is automatically, it's automatically done right now with IDX. Right. And how to do it properly. Right. Like Bryan said, make it a show. Right. Have a bunch of signs out there, balloons. Right. Call, even if somebody's not looking for a house, do it to the point where you're going to make somebody stop. Right. And as they're walking in, greet them at the door, make them sign in, give them a great tour that they're going to remember. Because if they're on the fence working with the real estate agent that they don't like, guess what? They're going to call Bryan. They're going to call Mike Gomes. Hey, you know what, Bryan? I loved your energy. We're working with somebody, but honestly, we don't like the way they work. Are you willing to accept another client? Absolutely, right? So that's the beauty of open houses. We have a guy right now, Chad Curry, who's only been in this business for 3 years, is doing 300 plus in income, and basically all of his clients came from open houses. Why? He was doing one open house every weekend, sometimes two in the beginning, right? And before you know it, right, you're moving the needle forward. You get one client, another lead, a seller, this, that, and the other. And before you know it, you're doing 30, 40 transactions at the end of the year because of open houses, right? It's a gold mine. And guess what? Here's the best thing about an open house. Cost you $0.
I was getting ready to ask. I hear all these signs and the balloons and the making this. What's like a cost for this? And like, if someone has no money right now, like, you know, like how can they still do this?
Most companies are going to lend you their signs. You know,
Wow.
if you're in a culture where it's seek to serve and everybody is willing to help and support, they're going to lend you signs. Their balloons are on the, you know, most companies offer you the balloons and everything else, right? It's just a matter of you bringing your personality and bringing in that high energy at all times. That's what it is. Open houses cost you zero money. Now, if you want to cater it, that's up to you. If you want to bring drinks, but look, if you brought a 24 pack of Poland Spring, what does it cost you? $4.99, $3.99 at Click Check. Who cares? That's not going to bring, you know, like the return on investment on open houses is priceless. It's not even 10x. It's way above that, right? You should be doing it. If you're new, do it. If you're seasoned, do it. If you want to get to the next level and you're not doing open houses, right, then you're just getting comfortable. And that's the problem. When you start getting comfortable, then you got somebody new that's coming around. And before you know it, they're little by little overtaking your market share, right? Because they see the way you're doing an open house and you're the new flavor on the block. And that's who they want to deal with, right? So open house is very key, like Bryan said. Yeah.
Bryan, are you doing Fiji water bottles? Or are you doing the Poland Springs at your open house?
How did you know I had Fiji? What are you? Listen, I'm a little fancy now, but yeah, I'm a big Fiji fan. There's no, I'm not getting any residual off of Fiji. They do creep me on Instagram because I must have went to their website 3 years ago. But yes, no, there's no water bottles. There's no food. It doesn't have to be this sexy thing. If you bring the energy, you bring the excitement. If you are P.T. Barnum and you market the pants off of it, it is just an amazing way for you to meet the neighbors, meet everyone in the community. You know, when I got into real estate and I started door knocking in the beginning of this business, I would go to one of my hoods. You know, I call all the areas that I do the most transactions in as my hoods. And I remember knocking doors and people would shut the door in my face. I even see the old lady who would have like the cloth over the glass. She would go like this. Oh my God, and shut it. But now today, when I do that, they literally open the door and they say, Bryan, oh my God, we see you everywhere. We see your face everywhere. We see your cars everywhere. So it's just about becoming the mayor. It's just about becoming, you know, the politician in the neighborhood. And the open house is an amazing way to feature yourself as a professional, as a staple of the neighborhood, like a brand new agent. You could literally borrow one of my open houses, put on an event, and next thing you know, everybody thinks that you're the man or the woman in this neighborhood. So open houses, COVID, no COVID, hit them hard, double down on the open house.
All right, guys. So I'm curious, when it comes to, you know, like doing these showings, what are your guys' thoughts on doing like, you know, private showings, like single person, like only allowing one person in? Or is it like always like, yo, we want 30 to 100 people here? What's your guys' thoughts on that? Let's start with Mike for this.
Well, right now with COVID, you can't have 100 people inside a house. I mean, that's frowned upon. You're going to get in trouble. And you don't want to be the guy that spreads, you know, COVID all the way around. So right now in New Jersey, what we're doing is we're allowing 4 people at a time. We can control it. Like if we have 50 people outside, here's what we can do, right? 4 people at a time. But, you know, if you go downstairs to the basement, I'll send 4 people upstairs to the second floor if it's a big enough house, you know, and then let them go out to the back, right? Never let anybody go out through the front, have the side gates open. And that's pretty much it. You want to control the flow of traffic. You also have to remember a lot of sellers today, they're very scared, right? They're scared of COVID. So they're relying on us to be professionals and to handle the safety of their home, to handle their welfare, their well-being, as well as the well-being of others that are coming in. So you got to be very careful. If you were doing open houses from 1 to 3, guess what? Because of COVID, extend that from 1 to 4, 1 to 5, whatever the case may be. And I don't know how the market is in Long Island right now, and I'm sure it's on fire, but the market in New Jersey, we're getting on average 30, 40, 50 people at an open house. It's insanity, right? So you have to learn to control it. And also you have to learn how to control it in the sense that you don't want to let too many people in, because that could be missed opportunities, right? Before you're turning around like, oh God, where's that other person that just walked in? Where are they? I wanted to build rapport with them, right? And that's the key. Sometimes I actually prefer a not so busy open house, meaning like, no, I don't want 40 people. I want a little bit less, because I like to build rapport with people when they're coming in, asking them questions. I want them to fall in love with me. And I tell all of our agents here, right? That's what real estate is about. It's about them falling in love with you. It's about that connection, right? That's why you can work for anybody. It does not matter. You can work for KW, you can work for XYZ. It's about you. You are the brand right now. It's a lot different 20 years ago than it is today. They like you. If they love you, if they connect with you, they're going to want to use you, right? That's the beauty of it. It's a people business. It's a relationship business, right? So make them fall in love with you. So that's why I don't like open houses too big, because you're not going to be able to showcase your personality sometimes, and there could be missed opportunities. But I'll take it. I'd rather have a 40-person open house versus a 2-person open house, right? Sometimes it's much better, right? Especially because you want the neighborhood to know, oh, wow, he knows what he's doing. How do you get so many people here, right? You want to impress other sellers. There are opportunities. You never know. Everybody that's walking in could be an opportunity. It's a matter of you seizing that opportunity, right?
Wow, that's beautifully spoken. Bryan, what's your thoughts on doing like a single person private showings, or like is it always, big open houses for you?
So thank you. So Long Island, New York, they got us locked down, big time. So we can only bring one party in at a time, Mike. So
Wow.
Super, super strict about it. And honestly, they only want the purchasers to be in the house. So they really would prefer kids not to be in the house. They really would like only the people who are going to be on the mortgage or on the house, and immediate family with that. So with the open houses, we still want it to be an event, but people are just lining up down the block. Honestly, we have to put like the red cones out to block off people's driveway when we're running an open house. I'm now putting 2 agents at a lot of open houses just to make sure there's enough people. When it was really cold, we'd have people sign in. We would take their phone number, and then we would text them when it was their time to come up. So you have the right phone number that way.
Great idea.
Thank you. But with what Mike's saying, and to kind of jump on him, it's that personal relationship. Like, even though I'm so lucky and I'm doing tremendous transactions, last year when I did 182 houses, I negotiated every one of those transactions. Like, I knew exactly. I never give the team stats. Like, I'm giving you my personal stats. So every single one of my sellers I sat belly to belly with. I don't have a developer who's giving me 30, 50 houses. So when I'm doing the open house, I'm meeting each one of those people. I'm learning their name. I'm asking them questions to try to find out, do they need to sell something? Is this an area that they like? How close they want to be to this? How close they want to be to that? Like, it's a very personal business, and people can tell if you're not really into knowing about them and helping them.
Man, listen, guys, if you guys are getting any value from this call, if you guys are learning anything, or your energy bulbs are exploding, I want you to drop in the comment section, drop some emojis, drop the oh yeah, drop something, and let me know that this is valuable for you. And let's show some love for Bryan and Mike. And by the way, make sure to hit that like and share button, because we love you and it's all good. Mike, we about to say something?
I was going to say, Bryan, we got to exchange numbers after this call.
Yeah, you guys definitely need to link up.
I got to get you on one of my calls for like 5 minutes. The amount of value that you have, your value proposition is incredible. Got to get you on a call, and I'll be on one of your calls if you want to, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything I could do. I just dropped you on Instagram a picture of my car and my truck wrapped, because at every one of those open houses, I have them diagonal across the front lawn. I have them right on the front of like you can't be a secret agent. And the biggest thing I get from everybody is like, all right, Bryan, so you have a 2010 Camry that's wrapped. You have and Mike, those are the only cars I had. So when I'm taking my son to lacrosse practice, because I am the coach, because we don't fool around, I'm building champions.
With lacrosse? Yeah, with lacrosse?
Lacrosse, football, I coach everything.
Ooh, nice.
I'm all in on this, and I'm building little champions. And if they're being coached by me, they stand the best chance. But where I was going with this is when Bryan Karp was rolling up to lacrosse practice, football practice, 7-Eleven to get a cup of coffee.
With the car. Oh, man.
There's no other cars. Like, there's no day off because this is not an act. This is not a job. This is me. Like, this is me. So that's what's so easy about it. And if they don't like the energy, the excitement, the overtop obsessiveness with real estate, then I'm not the right agent for them. And agents that have to pretend to be obsessed with real estate, love fix and flip like Mike does, like, that's just born within. So that's why I sent you the picture, just so you know, like, that's what's in front of the open house. That's what I'm rolling around in every single day.
Man.
I can't curse, so I effing love it. It's incredible, man. That's incredible. I love it. And you're right. I mean, you can't make up who you are. It's either you love it or you don't love it. There's no in between. It can't be a love-hate relationship with real estate, right? It's either you love it and this is your passion and you're at 100 miles per hour because that's who you are and that's what you love, right? Or go get a job and do something else, right?
Guys, only a few of you dropped, oh yeah, that you got some value from this. I need to see some more comments right now. You better put it in the comment section. I want to see emojis. I want to see the oh yeah. And I definitely want to see you hit that like and share button. You better do it right now if you want this show to go on and get some more value from these two awesome individuals that are offering their time, knowledge, and service to us. Drop in the comment section right now. Let me see these oh yeahs. Let me see the emojis. Let's make it happen. Come on. Let's go. All right, here we go. They rolling in. We got Jarrell saying, oh, yeah. 18 years in the business, just moved to a new market and new state. Great info, guys. Brian's the best. Brian's a boss. Keith is dropping the emojis. All right, yeah, you guys are crushing it. We appreciate that. All right, gentlemen, so just a few more questions here, and then we're going to wrap this up. So my next question is just so people can kind of get an idea of the magnitude of these mega open houses that you guys are doing, what would you guys say is like the amount of opportunity that you generate, like on average from an open house, the way you run it? So like, like referrals, like, new business, like how much opportunity do you guys generate from doing the door to door, from doing all the calling in the neighborhood, from putting up the signs? Yeah. So what's the amount of opportunity you guys generate from that? Let's start off with Mike for this.
So I'm not doing as many open houses as I used to now because of my new leadership role here. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I have sold many properties over the course of the last 5 to 10 years at the open house. People walking in, I never met them. They, building rapport. We're there for 20, 30 minutes, and they say, I'm interested in this house. All right, let's make the offer right now. And boom, you make the offer right there. I remember it vividly, all of them, right? So that's the opportunity. People think, when I say people, agents think that, somebody's going to come in, they're going to look at it. They might take a couple of days. No, there are people that are ready to make the decision right there and then. You're writing up. I remember writing up offers for a property on Burwell in Union. That was my last one. We wrote up the offer right there on the spot, and we sold it to them, right? So that's the beauty. That's the opportunity that's there, right? Sometimes it's just a matter of them wanting to work with you. You have to make them understand that. You have to show them that you're a professional, that you're credible in the space of real estate. So they're comfortable, sitting with you and making the offer right there. Because the difference is some people want to make an offer, but they're just not comfortable. You have to make them comfortable. You have to make them understand who you are, that you're a professional, that this is common. People do this all the time. And that's the opportunity, right? And the other opportunities are when you're showing potential buyers the house, right? They might not like that house, but hey, look, based on what you're telling me, I actually have the perfect listing for you. I'm closing up at 3:00. Why don't we meet at this property at 3:30? I'm going to give you the address right now. That's the other opportunity. And the other opportunity, which Bryan already spoke about, is sellers coming into the property, liking your presentation. Sometimes they're not going to tell you who they are and where they live, simply because they're undercover and they just want to see who you are, and they want the opportunity to understand what you do well and how you do it, and if they're ready to commit to you, right? They're ready to commit to you. You have to show them that you're ready to commit to them. And if they're ready to commit, if you're ready to commit to them and they're ready to commit to you, that's another opportunity. So there are various opportunities there for you, right? So open houses, like Bryan said, like I have said, they are great opportunities for you to add another funnel of generating income, right? So don't be that new agent or that seasoned agent that says, oh, you know, there's no opportunities. I've done 4 open houses and I've never got anything from it. Yeah, it's like anything else. If I throw spitballs against this wall, some are going to stick, some are going to fall, right? But we have to throw them. We have to see what's going to stick. It's like open houses. You might go 4 open houses without landing a client, right? And then you might go on your 5th and 6th and you might land clients. Or if you're not landing clients in open houses, maybe you need to change your strategy. Maybe it's you. Maybe you need to do something different. Maybe it's your attitude. Maybe it's your persona. Maybe it's your level of energy, right? They want to deal with somebody that they can connect to. And I've seen it that people love people that have great personalities, that are loud. You know, loud in a sense, like, you know, I consider myself to be loud. I consider Bryan to be loud. There's nothing wrong with that, right? People want to deal with people who are vibrant, and that's what it is. Don't be one of those moping around real estate agents. I've seen 100 of those when I used to work at many other companies. Guess what? They're in the business 20 years and they've done like 10 sales. There are agents like that. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Be passionate about what you do. Let it exude. Let it pour out of your skin, right? Let them love you. Let them fall in love with you. That's the beauty of open houses.
Wow, thanks for that, Mike. Bryan, what about you? What kind of opportunities do you run into? Like talk to us about that from your open houses.
I'm gonna say an open house is a 6-figure opportunity. You know, I really say
just one open house.
I think one open house properly marketed, you know, because it's not like you just wake up the morning of the open house. It's an event. It started planning on Monday. Who's going to be invited to the open house? How many signs are you going to put up in the neighborhood? How many signs are you going to put on the front lawn? You know, I just sent Mike a picture of an open house that I had, about 50 signs with my head on it on the front lawn.
Show us the picture. Show us the picture, Mike. Yo, that's your open house. Yo, that's
about 50 signs on the front lawn. My client went to Florida. They said, Bryan, do your thing, get people in the door. So we put 50 signs on the front lawn. And we put, anyone can have an open house sign, but can anyone have an open house sign with my face in front of it? Wow. So I really believe this. And for the audience today, I want to make sure you guys know. So on the back of my thing back here, I have my first commission check I ever made was $3,000. So I keep that up there to remind me where I came from. I only speak about money because I want to impress upon everybody the opportunity they have in real estate. And if they could be a good steward of the money, you can not only change your life, but your family's life and the next generation's life. Like, I got the chills saying that, but like, I feel so blessed and lucky to have this opportunity. It's the reason why when you guys asked me to do this amazing, YouTube again, I'm like, I'm all about it, because if I can inspire one person to change their life, because listen, I never thought this could ever happen, but I was the dumb kid in high school. I barely made it out of school. And you look at where I am today, every single person can do this. So for you not to take the open house seriously, for you not to take prospecting seriously, for you not to take every single day in real estate seriously, even if it's an agent, investor, wholesaler, whatever it is, you're squandering this amazing opportunity. It's a winning lotto ticket.
Wow. Guys, I'm telling you, like, I'm a newly licensed agent, and both these guys got me fired up right now. I love it. All right, gentlemen, let's transition here to a couple of these final questions. So let's say someone's a new agent out there, right? They just got licensed. Let's say they don't have a listing yet. Let's say, the marketing budget isn't quite there yet. How would you recommend that they do an open house to where it really is, an event that is just, full of life and full of opportunity? So someone who's a new agent, little to no money from, to spend on marketing, what's your guys' advice to them? Let's start off with Mike.
Yeah, I mean, and Bryan mentioned this right early on the call. First of all, if you're a new agent, it isn't just open houses that you can do to generate revenue. There's so many things that you can do to move the needle forward, right? Cold calling for sale by owners, sending out mailers to withdrawn and expired listings, knocking on their door, contacting your sphere of influence. I always say this, So Bryan, I do a lot of recruiting here. So every day I'm on the phone with 2 to 3 people, different people, and they always ask that same question. My fear is that I don't have a lot of money. I'm like, most people that start this business are actually broke, believe it or not. That's the truth. And Bryan can attest to this. I was broke when I started. Most people that start this business are actually broke. And I tell them like this, look, and I love the fact people that are broke tend to have their back against the wall, and they're the ones that tend to do best, right? Because they have nothing to lose. And I tell them all the time, there's so many free opportunities. Think about this. If you were to get married tomorrow, right, and you didn't have a budget, money wasn't an issue, how many people would you invite to your wedding? It's a lot of people, like 200, 400, 500. I've gotten somebody to say 1,000. Some people will say 50. And I go like this, well, have you called them to let them know that you're a real estate agent and you're passionate about it and that you need their support? No. Well, that's the first thing you should be doing. Why? What's the cost of picking up the phone and calling them? They want to hear from you. And I always tell these people the same exact thing. I guarantee you, after the 50th call, the 100th call, you're going to get this. You know what? I'm actually thinking about selling my house right now. You know what? I'm actually thinking about buying a home right now. Or you're going to hear, I wish you had told me a week ago, I just hired somebody to list my house. That's what you're gonna hear. But the fact of the matter is there's opportunities there just from calling them. As far as open houses, borrow signs from people, go out door knocking days and days before, do Facebook Live, post on Facebook group, do a Facebook ad, $10, $10. It'll get you a good amount of impressions. There's not much that you need to do. Borrow somebody's Red X. Tell them that anybody that comes in, right, that comes in and buys the property, you'll share the commission with them. Whatever the case may be, there's so many things that you can do that cost you $0, right? So not having money is not an excuse. The only thing that is an excuse is not having the hustle, not having the will, the want, right, to get away from that broke mentality that most people have. And that's the beauty of real estate, right? That is why guys like Bryan and myself, we're millionaires today, because we understood that, right? You're not going to get into another business that requires 75 hours, which I don't know about Bryan, but I think it's a joke. 75 hours pre-licensing course that costs you $300. The return on investment, right? I know you got to pay a couple of fees here and there, but it's under $1,000. You sell your first property in New Jersey, at least, where the median price around here at least is about $500, $600. You can very well be making $6,000, $7,000. What is the return on investment if you paid only $700, right? It's tremendous. It's tremendous. What other business can you buy or start that has the same low investment opportunity as real estate? So get away from that broke mentality. Do what everybody else is not willing to do, which is do the work. Do the work. Stay in the office until 10 o'clock. Get a whiteboard like I have here. Write down what you need to do. Reverse engineer. Tell yourself that you're going to do this and that on this day, that you're going to make 100 calls on a Monday and Tuesday, that you're going to door knock on Wednesday and Thursday. Do what other agents aren't willing to do. You're either going to pay to play, right? But you can't do that if you don't have the money, or you're going to get your ass up and you're going to hustle. And when you have that in you, the ability to want to work, to do what everybody else is not willing to do, right? This is the type of business that within 90 days, you're going to see the results. Doesn't take much. Just be patient, 90 days. Immerse yourself in the business. I promise you, if you do the right things in 90 days, and I know this, we have so many new agents here right now. We have over probably 60, 70 new agents that have been in the business for 3-4 months, have already closings, listings, deals in the pipeline, right? Yes, our training and support levels are great. But at the end of the day, and I've said this before, your output is predicated on your input. I can lead the horse to the water. I can't force it to drink. The same thing. Just be able to hustle. That's all.
Thank you, Mike. That was lovely. All right, Bryan, what about for you? New agent, little to no money. They want to get that first open house, that first deal. What's your advice to them?
So I want them to think about this. NFL players, all right? Picture you're an NFL athlete. Picture you're an NBA athlete, okay? These men and women make millions and millions of dollars a year. But they probably, an NFL football player only plays 3 to 4 minutes an entire week, but he's always preparing for it. So what I really treat myself, and from the day I got into this game, I treat myself like a professional athlete. So what I say with a professional athlete, I eat right all the time. I sleep. I get the sleep I need in. I meditate. I'm doing my cardio. I'm practicing. So I'm practicing my scripts. I'm role playing. I'm getting ready to work. I don't just show up, and then I get the reps in. You know, I get a lot of young agents come to me like, Bryan, oh my God, help us. Like, give us that one thing. But it isn't. It's 13 years of shutting your mouth, waking up at 4 a.m., hustling, grinding. Like Mike says, oh, make your calls Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, but Mike's not saying do it for 1 week or a month. Like I've done it for 13 years and now I'm reaping the benefits. So what Mike's talking about is it's something, but you have to be constant. You have to have a routine and you have to follow it, and you can't be tied to today's outcome. Get the reps in. So NFL players make millions and millions of dollars a year, but they're always practicing. They're always training. They're eating right. They're not partying. They're not doing drugs. They're not drinking. Their mindset is right. And that's what you need to do if you want to achieve in this business.
Whew. Ladies and gentlemen,
frequency and consistency. That's all it is. That's the one constant every top producing agent like Bryan, like myself, and like Michelle Pies and anybody else, right? The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. That's the reality of it. It's all about frequency and consistency. That's why Bryan has achieved the level of success that he has, and we're making athlete money. That's what we are.
That's right. All right, guys, drop your questions. We're coming to your questions now. Let's get a few of these questions answered, and we're going to wrap this up here. It's 8:06, so we are on great timing. And I've learned so much already from this call. I love y'all, man. Y'all so beautiful, even with the ball.
I'm very disappointed that you didn't come work at Signature Realtor. We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to.
I mean, hold on. Who said that nothing's gonna happen? Because I know Nick and John are supposed to be talking. I'm just gonna leave that there, okay?
And by the way, and what Bryan's doing right now, I know it's like some people might think it's silly and stuff like that. You got to be your number one fan, and that's what I respect about him. All right, you got to be your number one fan. All right, don't worry about people judging you. Who cares? When they die, their judgment dies with them.
And Mike hit something big. Like it's branding. You know, everyone knows McDonald's. McDonald's doesn't have the best hamburger. The person who gets the attention wins the game in marketing. It just happens that I'm the most knowledgeable and I'm the number one agent, but I'm not doing it to brag and gloat. I'm just saying that you have to get the attention. Why are my cars wrapped? Why are there signs everywhere? Why is everything we do over the top? Because you have to get the attention. The person who gets the attention wins the game of marketing.
Love it. All right, guys, let's run through these questions. If you guys have any questions at all, drop them now. I'm only going to spend 10 to 15 minutes or so getting these questions answered. So let's get through all of them, all right?
Somebody wrote how many MLSs. I mean, I'm reading this one.
I'm going to get that for you. So this person wants to know, what piece of advice would you give a rookie RE investor that has working capital? I mean, they already kind of answered it with like no capital. Is there anything you guys would want to add if someone had money? This is a rookie RE investor. No, don't answer this one because this is an RE investor. This is an agent show.
I'll hit them right in their face with it. Go find an off-market deal. Like the deals that are on MLS, they're not really deals anymore. Go find a deal with no money and lock it up, and the money will come. Like, go find the deal.
Mike,
I'm going to add this. If you're a first-time investor and you have some money laying around that you want to use, right? Why don't you walk up to another investor that's very successful in the business and say, look, I'll fund the deal. Let me shadow you, right? Let me barter. I'll do whatever you want me to do, but let me fund the deal. And instead of me charging you whatever your bank is charging, I'll take 1% less, right? Do that. You know, create a value proposition. Let them know why they should work with you. Look, people pay $100,000, $50,000, $60,000, whatever the case may be, to go to college, go to university to learn, and then they end up leaving and they don't even work in that field, right? Think about it. By lending money to somebody to get on a deal and get less money, and in return you're going to get all that knowledge and you're able to shadow that person, how much is that really worth to you? So why not do it?
It's a no-brainer. I see you guys asking for their contact information. We're going to be giving out their contact information here shortly, so stay on till the end. Anthony asked, Bryan, are you a realtor coach?
All right, so, good question. Thank you for the question. So I don't coach anymore, but I've actually just finished, and I'll be launching it in, probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks. But I basically have created an online sales course. It's called The Illiterate Millionaire. So I am dyslexic. I only read on a 3rd or 4th grade level. And the reason why I named it that was because my mom had the chills, and she's like, "That's crazy. Why would you say that?" Because I wanted to impact upon everybody that, like, I have the biggest excuse in the world. I go out to Chili's with my family, and my 9-year-old is reading me the menu. And I have still been able to achieve in real estate and change my life and my family's life. So I basically created this online sales course. It's about 6 hours of modules. I pull back the curtain of my entire business, how I went from selling 3 houses to my friends and family to selling over 200, how we've been able to create multiple 7 figures in real estate. And then what we did with that money. So we built generational wealth with the money. It's all in the course. Everything is there. If you follow me on Instagram, which is Bryan Karp LI, or you can even follow The Illiterate Millionaire, we'll hopefully be dropping in the next 4 to 5 weeks. We're just finishing up the last few little videos of it. It is fire. It is 6 hours of me punching you in the face, telling you what to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I am your accountability partner. And the reason I couldn't do one-on-one anymore was because too many people wanted it. So I said, okay, how do I help more people? And I didn't build this course to become more wealthy. I built this course to help you guys. And I want to leave a legacy for my boys, Brody and Brock, which in the back you could see there when they were babies. Like, if they ever get stuck in life and need to create money, they're going to open up this course and there's going to be able to print money.
Love it. And he's going to give out information, and Mike's going to give out information on, like, more about their realty teams and like how you guys can, definitely get in touch with them here shortly. So stay on. Someone's asking, what is the best strategy? I know, Mike, you were talking about this a lot earlier. Would love to hear both your guys' perspective. What is the best strategy for client fulfillment? Yeah. So what does client fulfillment mean for you? And, like, how do you manage that? Or how do you overly manage and kill it and crush it?
Going above and beyond. That's what it really is. Going above and beyond for your clients, not being transactional, holding their hand throughout every process or every stage of a transaction, educating them. I don't look at agents as salespeople, right? Yes, we're selling, but you're selling a personality. After that, once they like you, you already have them. It's about educating them on the process, right? It's about negotiating the best deal you can. And by the way, for those who are listening, negotiating the best deal doesn't necessarily mean negotiating a deal under asking price. Sometimes negotiating the best deal for them is negotiating a price $50,000 above asking, right? Especially in this market where interest rates are low, right? Because the one thing that sucks is when an agent says, or a client says, well, you know what, you should have asked me to go up another $30,000, $40,000 because I lost out on a deal. And now I've been putting offers on top of offers and on top of offers, and I can't find anything, right? So that's what it is. So client fulfillment is going above and beyond, right? Converting your client into a raving fan. That's all that it is. And making sure that once you're done with the transaction and you're out of the picture, that you don't completely remove yourself out of that picture. Come back, right? Be their friend. Call them up every time. Birthday, anniversaries. Hey, what's going on? Let's go out for a drink, this, that, and the other, right? That's how they will be. Every client, by the way, that's how they're going to be your referral source. Every client that you close is worth $100,000 plus to you. You understand? If they referred 10 clients over the course of 5 or 10 years, I bet you're making about $100,000, if not more. If you live in Long Island, you're making a lot more, right? If you live in AC, probably not as much, but if you live in northern New Jersey, you're going to make $100,000. So 10 clients, right? If you fulfill them the right way, if you go above and beyond, 10 clients, they're worth $1 million. How easy is it right now to get 10 clients? Extremely easy, right? If you made $60,000 on a job for the next 20 years, right? That's $1.2 million before taxes. Understand that. If you represented 10 clients, they're worth $1 million. If you represent 100 clients, you do the math, right? That's the beauty of this business, right? Always prospecting, always fulfilling clients, always going above and beyond, always, right? Even if they don't want to deal with you. We have the situation right now. Renter, they don't have enough money to pay the commissions, right? What do I tell my agent? Help them out. Point them in the right direction. But why, Mike? Because eventually one day they're going to become a buyer. Eventually one day somebody in their family is looking to buy a house, and they're going to think about you because you're able to fulfill them without asking anything in return, because they couldn't. But if you help them out, if you go seek to serve, right, that person is more than likely going to be referring you business. Everybody's an opportunity, whether you like it or not. Everybody's an opportunity. You need to look like this. You need to widen your approach and understand that concept. Everybody is an opportunity. You know, when you go to the dry cleaner, that person that's taking your dry cleaners, your clothes rather, that's an opportunity. When you go to a restaurant, that waiter, there are waiters making $150,000 a year, right? I know COVID is around, so there's a lot of restaurants in a lot of states that are still open. That waiter is making 150. If you're in New York, some waiters are making 200,000 plus. That's an opportunity. Your friend, your friend's friend, an associate, whatever the case may be, a family member, a cousin. We're so eager not to pay attention to those people, right? Family members, you know, cousins, this, that, and the other, second cousins, because you just automatically assume they're going to use you. Don't assume that, right? Work your sphere of influence. Your network is your net worth.
Love it. Bryan, what about for you? Client fulfillment. What's the best strategy for it? What's your perspective on it?
The Rolls-Royce experience. You know, my goal is to give every single one of my clients the best experience and for them to feel that they're my only client. Something I take a lot of pride in, even though I'm a little over the top, I'm a little aggressive. If you jump on Zillow, I have over 400 5-star reviews. The most reviews in all of Long Island, 5 stars. And how does that happen? It's because we treat every single one of our clients like they are literally our mother, our brother, our sister. I have the most 5-star reviews on Google in all of Long Island. That doesn't happen by accident. It's because I love on my clients. I am literally their advisor. I am not playing for money. I am playing to advise them in their biggest purchase. So I think every single time you should only be looking out for your clients, their best needs, anything to do with real estate, and go over the top. Whenever one of my clients asks me for something, I just say yes. I'm a yes man in the capacity of I want to fulfill their needs. When it's not in their best interest, I'll tell them no. And you know I'll tell them no. But my goal is, Bryan, can you help me with this? Yes. Bryan, I need this. Yes. I'm there. I'm on their side. And I want to give them the Rolls-Royce experience, the white glove experience, and for them to think they're my only client. And that's really how you do so many transactions, because today I don't have all the time to prospect as I used to, but the phone just rings because I make every single client feel like they are a part of my family, which they are. They're my inner circle. And that's why they refer and continue to refer me. And that's why the phone just rings.
All right, that's killer. All right, guys, let me do these last 2 questions here, and it's 8:17. So I want to, just appreciate your guys' time, and we'll finish this up by 8:30, which then we'll release their information. So make sure you're on for the end, baby. Okay, so when you guys are doing door knocking, like what's your pitch when you're knocking for, a listing? Like, let's say you don't have a listing yet, and you're knocking for listings. What's your guys' like best opener line? Like, do you like do the mustache at all, like the eyebrows? Like, walk me through that. Let's start with Mike for this.
Yeah, so look, you wanna have a value proposition, right? It shouldn't be about asking, right? It should be about serving. So when you're knocking on the door, it should not be sales whatsoever. It should be about you telling them that they can lean on you as a resource. Let me be a resource for you, right? If you're ever looking to buy or sell, please contact me. However, if you need your house painted, if you need any type of work, if you need a recommendation of a plumber, if you need a recommendation of an electrician, recommendation of a babysitter, whatever the case may be, contact me. I would love to be that resource for you, right? See what I'm doing there? I'm taking the sales out. I'm simply providing value. That's my value proposition. Lean on me for knowledge. Hey, look, if there's a property that you want to know some information about, or if you ever want to find out what your home is worth, right? No obligation, contact me. But for the most part, lean on me to be your resource. Lean on me to be your neighborhood specialist. From time to time, I like to give you a market update on what's going on in their neighborhood. Businesses that open up, businesses that close, houses that have sold, what the absorption rate is, how the market is doing. That's what you want to do. Give them information. Be the data provider in that area. And don't be salesy. Are you looking to sell your home? Are you looking to sell your home? You're like a robot like everybody else. That's what everyone is doing, right? Stand out. Don't do what everybody else is doing, right? When you stand out, that's when you get clientele. That's when it starts to work. Have a fluid conversation, right? And I don't like scripts, and I don't know what Bryan's take on this is. I hate scripts. I like to start every conversation not the same way. It's going to be different because there's going to be different objections. There's going to be, different people, different personalities, right? You can't sound like a robot. Be a people's person, right? Be passionate. Show them your passion. Say, hey, look, I'm here for you. Whatever it is that you need, all right? Whatever it is, here's my business card. Take it. Please, if there's anything I can do for you, give me a call, shoot me a ring, and I will do my best to be there for you. That's it. That's exactly it.
Simple. Be of service. I love that. It's a beautiful perspective. Thanks, Mike. Bryan, what's your style when you're on the door?
We're getting very close to my bedtime, so my alarm just went off because I go to bed at 9 o'clock. So
yeah, we're gonna be done here. Last question. Last questions.
You just bust some chops. You got me until I go to bed. But you won't get me past my bedtime because I will be up at 4 a.m. If anybody wants to check in with me, I will be up at 4 a.m. grinding. So with the door knocking, I'm going to give away some secrets from my sales course. I'm going to give you some secrets from it. It's knocking on the door, taking a step back, smile. Nobody could ever be mean to a smile. When you smile, you release these. Look at Mike's smile. Like, that is a gorgeous smile, brother. But I have little chiclet teeth. That's why I don't smile. I smile like that. Even my bobblehead doesn't have any teeth. But in all seriousness, I knock on the door. I take 2 steps back. I smile. I put out this energy. And I always come with I come with some proposition, like Mike said. I like to door knock around homes I just sold, or homes I just put in the contract, or homes that just listed. So I like to tell them, hi, I'm Bryan Karp from XYZ Real Estate. Today, I'm an associate broker at Coach. So I say, hey, I'm Bryan Karp from Coach Real Estate. I just sold your neighbor's house. We still have buyers looking in the neighborhood. Are you interested in selling? Very nice, very casual. Yes, I do have scripts, but my scripts are very conversational, and they're my normal dialogue. So it's really just asking them, do you know anyone thinking of buying or selling? And it's just knocking, smiling, and getting to meet the people. I'm not out there looking for my next sale. I'm literally the politician just out there looking to meet my people. That's how I look at it.
All right, simple. All right, let's let this be the last question. This is from Keith. So Keith asked, how many MLS are you guys a part of? Is it worth it to be part of more for a broad area, or only a couple in order to be a specialist? So if someone's starting off, I would like for you guys to answer it. And then of course you can answer it for how you currently are doing it. But for someone who's starting off, should they just get one MLS and focus on like kind of, one hood or one neighborhood? Yeah, let's start off with that. Let's go, Bryan.
Okay. So I'm big being micro. I'm part of one MLS. When I started this business, I literally took over one town. Once I took over one town, then I built it out to the next 2 surrounding towns. And then from there, I built out a whole region. So I think even as a real estate agent or an investor or a wholesaler, like, you need to get micro, where you know the numbers so well. I know every house in my original hood. Like, I know the blocks. You can call me up if I got my real estate broker's hat on, or have my real estate investor's hat on, and you tell me the address and the price. I can tell you if it's a deal or not a deal. It's very hard to be the guru of everything. Like, you can't take over all of Long Island. You can't take over all of Jersey. Start off with one town, dominate one town, and then expand from there.
And then do you follow that same principle today? Like, are you still just doing, one MLS, or are you kind of like expanding? Yeah. What's your thoughts with that?
Back to me or Mike?
Yeah. No, to you.
Yeah, one MLS.
Yeah.
And yes, I serve all of Long Island, and 80% of my business is Suffolk County. Long Island looks like a candy bar. It's chopped into 2 pieces. Suffolk County is the further part out. 80% of my business is in Suffolk, but I grew up in Nassau County. So I still serve 20% of my clients there, which 20% of 200, still 40, 50 transactions a year in that area. But I really feel like you have to be micro of your neighborhood. Like, you call me in one of the neighborhoods that I dominate, and we could look at what's sold in that area. I could do an appraisal. I could run numbers, but if you're not the guru, you don't know the market right that second. Like, comps are dead. Comps are old data. I could tell you what's happening right now because I literally have 10, 12 houses on the market in that area. Remember, I carry 130, 140 active listings at all times. So I could tell you what's going on in the market right now, because in real estate and in any business, it's about speed and the best data.
All right, let's go to Mike. Mike, someone who's starting off, you know, especially in Jersey, because we have a lot of MLSs here in Jersey. Do they get all of them? Do they start off with one? Do they start off in one neighborhood? What's your advice for that?
Learn your market first, right? Yeah, and it sucks in New Jersey. I don't know how it is in New York, Brian, but in New Jersey, there's 7 MLSs, and some MLSs actually overlap other MLSs. I call it the real estate mafia. But here, real estate mafia. You should focus on contracting your space first. Learn your market before you go wider, right? Go deeper before you go wider. Learn your market, like Brian said. Understand exactly your market, your neighborhood, the absorption rates, what's out there, right? Go on your hot sheets every day in the morning, every day at night, right? Don't worry so much about going outside of your specific MLS. And not only that, if you're starting off, like if you start getting 2, 3, 4 MLSs, there's a cost to it, right? And before you know it, you're spending $600, $700. Some MLSs like Bright MLS, Elijah, I don't know if you know this, right? But it's $250 just to sign up for that one. Other MLSs are $100 every 6 months, right? So just be very cognizant of that. But I agree with Brian. You know, contract your space, learn your market first. There's so much money here. Why do you need to be all over the place, right? It's not worth it. To me, financially, it's not worth it. If you're somebody like me where I have clients that are looking down the shore now, that's a different story. I have to be part of that MLS for me to service them the right way, for me to understand exactly what the inventory is, and for me to have access to data. That's about it. But if you're starting off, there's no need for you to have multiple MLSs at all.
All right, guys, you heard it here. I know everyone's been asking for your guys' contact information. You know, they want to find out about your coaching program. Maybe they want to stay in touch with you guys or possibly set up an interview to maybe, you know, figure out how they could start selling houses with you or whatever. So if you guys wouldn't mind, just please sharing any contact information and maybe a final word that you would like to share. Please feel free to do so. Let's start off with Bryan.
Sure. You could find me. I said it, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, my first name, which is Bryan Karp LI. All right. So Bryan Karp LI, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Also, you could email me, and my email address is Bryan@soldbybryan.com. Just throw Bryan Karp into Google. I will pop up and you will be able to find me. Anything I can do to help any of you guys, especially Eli, your community, Mike, anything I can do to help you guys, I'm 100% all there for you guys.
Bryan, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Mike, what about for you? People want to reach out? Yeah, what's the best way?
Yeah, so the best way is to email me as well. mgomes, that's GOMES, @Signature Realty NJ. So M as in Michael, GOMES @signaturerealtynj.com. And you can reach me on Instagram at my handler _Mike_Gomes, GOMES as well. Shoot me an email, shoot me a DM, and I'll respond as soon as I can. It's been a pleasure, by the way, Bryan. I mean, look, I've been talking on this thing for about 2 years on this platform, and this one is going to be a memorable one for me.
For sure. I agree. All right, gents, we appreciate you. To my audience members, I hope you guys have had an amazing time. I hope that you guys got the information that you're looking for. I know I'm overloaded with information, so there's going to be a lot of learning over the next days. And we're going to wake up tomorrow at 4 a.m. with my man Bryan, and we're going to go out here and crush it. This is the energy. This is the lifestyle. We are the community. Okay, I want to remind you guys one last time, we have the membership, and we also have the special private money event coming up. If the link's not up, email me right now to get access to that, and I'll send you all the details. And with that being said, we're going to be doing a lot more of these real estate agent events. So I hope you guys are ready to continue this awesome train with me. And Bryan and Mike, we appreciate you. And just to everyone out there, hope you guys have a wonderful night. And make sure you hit the like and share button. We out of here. Peace.
Guys, thank you so much. Have a great night. Bryan, pleasure meeting you. Elijah, always a pleasure. Tell Nick I said what's up.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.